I want to go see the cherry blossom fields of Japan, and
that looks beautiful.
I want to see those fields. Like honestly,
No,
if I could have a first round draft pick, where do you want to go? Your first choice. I want to see.
And it's all fine.
I could just teleport bang and be, so that I get flown there.
It's fine.
Tomorrow they'll fly me there, and I can have like a sushi roll made in front of me, or like whatever they've got, takoyaki. I know it's like
I feel like it has to be unreal.
It's
like
the
fish there. I feel like the fish,
the food.
Sushi.
I want to go to like a fresh sushi market and like buy a fresh sushi roll from one of the top rated like vendors, and then I want to go to Japan. I'm not forever. I don't want to stay in Japan. I know that their peoples are known.
They don't really like outside.
They don't like foreigners because they want to keep their country's soul
pure.
Yeah, which is
that
fine.
is true.
Which
yeah,
is fine, and I can totally understand that coming from a culture. You don't want to lose your soul. I'm with that, but I do want to see what Japan is. I want to see the beauty of it, and then I think I really, God, you know what I have no interest in really going to England because I don't like cold or rainy areas. I guess if it was a beautiful day. I do want to visit Europe. I'd love to see Spain. I'd love to eat in Spain, Italy. I'd love to do like a Euro trip if there was no money. But really, I want to see Japan. I want to see...
Japan's like on my real big
Yeah, I want to see Japan. I really don't... you would think that I want to go to like the Caribbean or stuff, but I don't want to go anywhere with big spiders.
That's like I'm kind of always been like not opposed, like Australia, just because like, everything
I'm never going there.
But it seems like there's cool things. It seems like the weather. It seems like I like that lifestyle.
No.
But there's so many things that are deadly and poisonous and aggressive and ravenous.
I'm not going there. I don't like spiders, and they have a time. I mean, in Brazil too. Doesn't Brazil?
They have the trapdoor spiders, and they can really pop up out of things and like snag you and bite you and stuff.
No, I don't like it. No.
They're in everything. Even they have poisonous birds. Kaplan was telling me. So they have like birds. They like on the males, I think, on the tips of their wings. If they hit you, it's like. It's going to put you almost like in the equivalent of like an anaphylactic shock.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And I've gotten an anaphylactic shock twice eating eggs, and it's the worst thing in the world.
Why?
Because I'm allergic to eggs.
Why do you eat them?
Because it's like a Russian roulette. I don't have a reaction every single time, and like eggs are so good. And I love eggs with ketchup. So like,
you would literally risk anaphylactic shock just to be able to enjoy eggs. Like every time that you ate eggs before you came here, and you rolled the dice.
Yeah.
Anaphylactic shock.
When I did the Pokemon video a couple weeks ago, I ate eggs before that.
Oh, I thought that was hilarious.
I was going into anaphylactic shock during the video. Really? If you look at my face, my skin was like kind of tightening up and shit. And dude, I'm just like pacing back and forth. I have shortness of breath. Like I really couldn't breathe well, but I was like, I gotta upload, Q. I gotta get this out there.
Rewatch that video now.
Look at my face during the transitions. You'll see it kind of getting like redder and like tightener, and like the way I'm talking is kind of like shortness of breath.
I love Pokemon. Oh, okay, I will go one for you. You said money was not... Okay, if you could choose, like, a fictional world to change our world. Okay, so it still has to be, like, our planet with, like, all the stress of the political degrees, but you can add, like, a fictional aspect to it. Like, okay, for example, you can add...
What are my limitations, I guess?
Okay, so it's got to be an already established fictitious world that can layer into our already established fictitious worlds. For example, you could have, like... Harry Potter magic and be like a wizard.
That's what I was gonna say. Like adding magic isn't that deviating too much from how the standard world is right now?
Is it really?
Yes, because I guess
we can literally flick a button and make this entire room glow.
Because you could say like
what's different?
You could say you could say like a superhero cinematic universe, and then you have powers. Like what are the limitations of what I can ask for?
All right, so
I can ask for anything.
All right, so why don't you? All right, so let's start with there are very little limitations. What would you want?
Very little limitations.
Yeah, it could be like the Marvel world where like Spider-Man's riding around and you could like join S.H.I.E.L.D. and be a guy where you could...
That's limited limitations. That's a huge change. It's superpowers and human beings.
It's still a layered world that has like regular human beings in it. You just might get snapped into unexistence and snap back into existence type of shit.
Literally.
I would want, personally me...
Give me something so
I would want a Pokemon world. I
feel like that's honestly the most like not plausible, but I feel like adding in like animals already exist when we just make them fight each other. We got that now, kind of. We still got balls to
but we could have like well, you ever thought like, okay, I would just go out into the woods and like use a little use like a device that we have, like take a creature and you're my slave.
The world of Pokemon is insane. That you could just literally just exactly that, like conquer animals, take them over. They're clearly very intelligent.
Make them fight debatably to
for exhaustion till they incapacitation.
And then
think about their attacks. Their attacks are disable. Their attacks are flamethrower. Imagine you putting another animal against an animal and saying, "Hey, tank this flamethrower for me."
It's like when in your video you're like, You know what the video is like? Use this gun, and I was like, he doesn't. Like I thought, I was like, he don't need to use no gun. Like I thought what a good skit would have been. Like he's like, use flame, and he burns him. He's like, he's burning alive. I was like, yeah, it's a flamethrower.
And in that world of Pokemon, right? If a Pokemon attacks a human, there's no repercussion. No human force is gonna put it down.
In Pokemon, they never like have like. I always wonder what if there's like
a Pokemon, a rabid.
Yeah, like
Pokemon?
a legitimate rabid from disease Pokemon. Like where are the cops with rifles? Like. You know,
yeah, they don't even have like what is it called with the dog catch, like an ASP.
Officer Jenny rides a bike, like
she rides a bike. She has all of her cousins look like her. She doesn't do any. She doesn't. They don't stop Team Rocket. They're a very ineffectual police system. I don't know if it's that they need more funding or less.
I don't think that Team Rocket is like. I don't think they're actually.
And they're also like. Are they in a communist state? Because who's paying for?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because who's
what
paying
is
for?
The Pokemon like? What is the government system? Is the league like the highest peak of Pokemon? Those 4 like Pokemon League champions like run the universe, like or is it like do you have like a mayor and a like I remember some episodes they had like mayors and stuff. Like, do you have like a normal democracy? Do you like how intelligent are some of the Pokemon? I know some are super intelligent. I feel like there's a lot of redundancies. Like you can create Pokemon from nothingness. We have done that. Like, okay, they did that with Mewtwo, and like it's just interesting to me. Maybe living in that world wouldn't be.
I'm thinking more of their hospice care more than anything else. I'm very curious in regards to like
hobo Pokemon.
Who gets charged of the Pokemon Center? Is that a taxpayer front? Is
if you're not treating your Pokemon kid right, like and like they take it from you, where does it go to be taken of right? Does it turn into
Say it again?
Like if you have, let's say you adopt a Pokemon. Right, yeah. But you're not taking care of it. Is there like a
shelter? They have shelters.
A PPS, a Pokemon Protective Service.
They have shelters,
right?
You know that.
Exactly.
Yeah, they have shelters.
So yeah,
but that's plausible. That makes sense. Who is paying for the rehabilitation of my Pokemon once my Venusaur gets shot with a solar beam in the face? Who am I footing that?
Yeah, who runs the Pokemon Center? Oh no, it's a hospital. Oh, but wait,
who's covering the medical bill?
Would it still be like would be insurance? You have to get Pokemon
insurance makes the most sense. Because if you're doing it, I feel like you're taxing people who don't even have Pokemon.
Yo, how much okay, so if you're like if you're a Pokemon trainer,
through the roof.
Oh my god, that's so expensive.
Okay, here's another thing. We're talking about Pokemon, right? When you're battling other Pokemon, especially in the games, and it's like you just beat Trainer Weedle. He gave you $500.
Oh,
Are you robbing them?
Is that how it works? Oh no, is there like a previous? I think that
conversational contractual obligation.
Exactly. No, I think it works like, but like what? They have kids. Like the thing is that they like
They're
little
children.
kids. Kids can. In fact, yes, most of them are children.
Most of them are children.
Some of them is adults, but like children are the ones that want to be like. So when you're in this league, you literally have to you have to pay to get in this league, and to even engage in a battle, like you have to go up to be like, let's have a battle. You all like I challenge you, right. And then you gotta like. I think it'd be digital because with our world you have to look.
So it's very control. It's almost like an authoritarian regime.
No, but it wouldn't be authoritarian. I think our country would try to be more free about it. Like you could like back in the day. I imagine like our country. Let's say like in history when Pokemon battles in like the 50s got a little bit more like controlled and like we regulated them.
You could beat up a Jinx.
Like but like back in the No, like in the 1890s. No, like 1860s before like Pokemon were still slaves back then, but only some Pokemon.
There has to be some degree of that. I'm positive.
100%.
Like there's classes and things and everything, and it's clearly like there's clearly an infrastructure. There's Pokemarts, there's Pokeballs.
Can you imagine? There must have been like a Pokemon abolitionist movement. There had to have been, like where they went to free them. I know that in some Pokemon history of their world, there had to have been war. Like there was a Pokemon war. But I think honestly, like if you layered it into our world, like you could actually just throw a painting, a coat of Pokemon on our world, and it still wouldn't have changed much.
Let me ask you this. Hold on, here's one. I got one for you. So like in terms of like the legendary Pokemon, let's say like a Lugia or like a Ho-Oh or any of them, right?
That's big
are they like a Deoxys? Are they gods? And there's a secondary follow-up to what I'm saying. Is like, are they like celestial beings that like, because they can manipulate weather, they can manipulate like landmarks, they can move tectonic.
But so can we. So can we now. We do have weather manipulation. We have the ability to make crazy huge things.
We do.
We have technology. We have the ability to replicate even the heat of the sun.
We do. But let's take on the point that they can do it naturally. They're so in tune with nature. They're so a part of it. They can do it. Like, do you consider? I have a follow up to that. Depending on what you say.
Go ahead.
are they gods? Like, are they considered?
I don't think so. I think that like that the scientists of this Pokemon world that we live in would be like, no, they're not gods. That's disproven because of we thought they were gods, but that was just because they are actually this, and we've discovered it, and we've done research. We've gone up into space and like done battle with Deoxys and taken pieces from them. You know what I'm saying? We've flown with Ho-Oh on jets and like flown beside him and been in trouble and conversed with him and taken.
What does it look like inside a Pokeball when you're in there?
Oh, that's a great question.
Always
Do you
wondered.
think it's like I always thought that they were like asleep?
My naive mind is it's like a house.
You think it's like a nice little house?
Like a little, like, 1-bedroom.
I don't think that's good though because it's still like a jail.
It's horrible.
It's like a jail. I always thought that they got put. I thought
Like,
it
it
was,
knocks them unconscious.
no, like it's a
What's that?
hyperbolic state. Like,
So you just turn them off, basically.
like I always no. Here's what I thought as a kid is that seriously, this is what I thought is that
Okay.
they literally. Because it seemed that way. Like they would come out and be like, "What the fuck?" Like every time, or like they'd be ready to fight right away, so they know when they're waking up, it's for a battle or it's for something like they're being woken up to do something. I always thought that like they're in a dream state where they're dreaming anything. It could be like the most beautiful dream to them is the Pokeball, and I always thought that the better the Pokeball, the better the dream, or the better instead of like the stronger the Pokeball. That's how I thought when I was a kid. I didn't understand the different colors meant more powerful. I thought it meant like they had a different world that
Experience.
they were. Yeah, they were like in a different world, completely different to like that was perfect to them depending on the color. So like I would always try to track like, oh, it's good for grass Pokemon in the game. I thought, okay, so it's got to be like a grassy giant plains where this grass Pokemon is free.
Like their environment.
Exactly,
Like
it's their world. And then when they're taken out of it, it's like in the sky it opens and like the whole sky opens and
what if it's like this? What if it's like this? What if it's darker than that? And it's like the world of the Apple TV show Severance, where basically when the Pokemon because like you said, right, they're almost in a comatose state.
Right.
So let's say when they go into the Pokeball, that's the version of themselves just in the Pokeball. They have a family. They have a 401k. They go home, another fun day. Oh, well, here I am. I got my bills. I got my pool, whatever.
And
they come out and they're slaves, and they don't even know it.
But they don't seem unhappy.
But because they're separate. Because that's the severance procedure.
Okay.
A wild Pokemon is its own thing. When it goes in the Pokeball, right, it has to be like comatose to do, because sometimes they try to break out.
Right.
Remember, they can try to break
Right.
out. So that's them
they don't
fighting the program.
They don't want to be slaves.
Like no, please. So and then when they finally succumb to a Master Ball, Strong Ball, it's just like, no, you will.
Okay, so let's say that Mewtwo like in his story, let's say put him in this world, we did the same thing, and he broke free, and then eventually the government tries to catch him down. Mewtwo, that's what the government would try to do. Not a crime, a government would try to hunt him down. And then in the end, he has such good power that do you think he would make himself the president or the Lord of the World and try to
We know what he would do. He did in the first movie. He said, "I'm gonna kill everyone and restart."
No, but then he started something, and then he had his own. He became a wanderer.
He was inspired.
He became a hermit.
No, he made a new world.
Oh, he did make.
He already made a new world and wiped everyone's mind.
Remember when they gave the Mega Evolutions and he turned into a baby?
Yeah.
And he had a huge head.
It lost me at some point for sure.